Okay, guys and girls, welcome back to the bench. The video that you're about to see has been filmed over a course of a week. So, in between working and other things, this has been filmed in segments over the week. Yes, I have repeated myself on a few things, I've corrected a few things, and I just want everybody to be aware of that. So, please bear with it. I didn't go back to try to remember what I said on a previous video that I recorded. I just started fresh. So, with that, let's get going. This is the Johnson VFO Model 122 that goes along with the Viking II that I have that I'm going to start working on. A couple other projects are probably going to jump in ahead of that. But that's coming up. The Viking II will be coming up. Thought I had something on my face. All right. Again, enjoy the video. I hope you learned something from it. And thanks for joining me. And if you think of it, please subscribe. Okay. So I'm going to start working on this Johnson Viking II, but here's the Johnson Viking Model 122 VFO. I should have started taking a video of this prior to, I just wanted to take a look inside, and then I took a couple more screws out. So now I got this pile of stuff over here, and I'm actually taking it apart. So I'm going to see what's inside, see what I need to do. Get some light up in here. There's a couple tubes I'll test. I am not going to touch these. These are for the bands, the tuning for each band. I'm assuming that they were set properly. There are adjustments if you come in from behind. You can see the holes back here that line up with these tubes. You can actually go in and adjust them. I'm not going to touch those. But I do want to get in here and see what the rest of this is like. Okay, so let's take a look down inside. Let's see if I can get around here with a little more light. I'll test all these resistors. There's a resistor down in here. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me see if I can wiggle it around. It's a 39K. I believe that's either a 1 or a 2 watt resistor. I don't know the sizes back then, but it's definitely a 39K. And I believe that might be the resistor that D-Lab Electronics, he does a lot of Johnson Viking products, restorations. And he's the one I refer to a lot for this. I've never done a Johnson Viking II or this VFO, but I believe he calls that resistor the Chernobyl resistor. So if that's it, one way or another, that one's getting changed, whether it is or it isn't, because I'm not going to take any chances. And the rest of this stuff will all get checked out. I'll take the cobwebs out, and we'll get this working again. I guess I'm going to be working on the Johnson Viking II since I've got this completely apart. All right, that's it for now. Very interesting, the tubes that are in here. I can't tell. I don't know if this was wired by Johnson, if they sold it as a kit. This I really don't know. But I found, and I'll show you when I bring the transmitter inside, that it has a tag on it that indicates that it was factory built. So I'm really happy that it's a factory built rig. I'm just hoping that there isn't a ton of mods that were done to it. And see where we go from there. All right, that's it for today, guys. Okay, so a little bit of cleaning on the faceplate and some color back. I didn't rub hard. I just wanted to get kind of blend it all, make it look better. You guys saw what it looked like before I did this. So now it's coming. I am not going to do any touch-up on things like this. That's all part of the character of the radio. Okay, so we're getting there. Okay, the VFO for the Johnson Viking II that I'm going to be working on. Knobs are cleaned up, front panel's been cleaned up and polished. Again, I am not touching, I'm not going to try to touch anything up. I'm cleaning it. Got all this back together, and I will be ordering a couple parts. Resistors are all way out of spec. I misquoted before. I think I called it a 39K Chernobyl resistor. It's actually 18K. Once I got it open, I could actually see the color bands. That's way up over 20K, so I'll get that all fixed. But I do need to get a couple of resistors for it. So even once I get this thing back together, I'm not going to be able to test it out. I don't have a 300 volt supply to apply to the radio. You know, it's got this. This is what plugs into the back of the Viking II. So won't be able to test it out, but it'll be ready to go anyway when I get the Viking II up and running. Okay, moving right along. You can see I replaced this resistor. It was a 4.7K. It was out of spec. It was more than 10% out, so I changed it. Then I came across these two here. Interestingly, they're paralleled, and if you do the calculations, a 1K and a 680, it comes out to like 404. They're supposed to be a 470 ohm resistor. I actually have the build over here, and it calls for a 470 ohm R53, and they have this combination in here, which if you do the calculation, it comes out to 404. And it's actually, well, I'll get that out of the way. Measuring it, it's 512. So these two are going to have to come out and be replaced with a 470K, or not K, just a 470 ohm. And that is actually this resistor here. And if you follow it back, it's the B plus line. So I don't have any half-watt resistors. Just like this, it's going to be a 1 watt resistor put in its place. So 470, 1 watt. Get it back to stock. Okay, folks. So here's the resistors that I changed that were in there. These were out of spec. This was supposed to be a 470K, 470 or 47, I don't remember. But anyway, for whatever reason, they had these paralleled together. Actual reading was over 500K. Calculated, I think it came out to 400 something. The Chernobyl resistor, it's a cool name for it. So if you're working on one of these, just beware that this resistor was in here. It was a 2 watt, and let me get my little pointer here. That 2 watt resistor was in here, 18K, 2 watt. Yes, I think I said 39K in a previous recording. It's actually an 18K. I've seen, yes, who have I seen? D-Lab, Terry from D-Lab. He's actually put in a 20K 5 watt. I went to the store today. I couldn't find a 5K, so I took a 10K, 5 watt, so I took a 10 watt. But that was where the Chernobyl resistor was. And I also replaced here, here, and down in here. Now, interestingly, when I was working down in this area, I'm going to use my finger. When I was working down in this area, I was looking at the schematic. Remember, I tell you guys, always have schematics. Always have schematics. So this 47K that was replaced, okay, wasn't wired like this. Was not wired like this. So my thought was somebody did a mod on here, and I'm going to put it back into original spec here, okay? I said, you know what? Let me take a look, because I have the build manual, okay? Viking VFO, okay? And the back of this, it's good to have this documentation here. I mean, it tells you where everything is supposed to be. So I find, again, that there's a loose papers here for the Viking keyer modification. So lo and behold, sure enough, there's a keyer that would go with this, and the modifications that are in my VFO have already been done to accept the keyer modification. So interesting. Things aren't always done just to hack it up. It's done for a reason. I don't have the keyer, unfortunately, but yeah. So this is basically done now. I have to put the bottom on yet. Let me flip this over. Okay, I flipped it over through the magic of filming. I paused you guys. I have taken care of the switch. I've cleaned it. I've lubed it so that you can actually turn it without breaking your fingers. And the dial, okay. Interesting. Again, this goes up to, I don't know if you can see it, but this can actually be run on 11 meters, which is currently the ham band, is currently the CB band. But back when this was made, 11 meters was part of the ham bands. It was taken out and chopped off and given to Citizen Band. All right, so now what am I going to do? Well, I can't test it, okay? I do have the pin out for this. I do have a source of 6.3 volts for the 6AU6, but I don't have the 300 volts to put in here to test it. So now this is going to get put on the side, and when, let me turn this off, see if it's better. That's okay. When the Viking II is brought in and start working on, when I get that done, now at least I'll be able to test this, see how it works, and get everything working again. So that's it, guys. This was the Johnson Viking Model 122 VFO. Thanks for joining in.